Good morning, world. Today I'm coming on to share something with you, and for most people who know me, this will be very surprising because I am so private and they won't believe that I've actually shared something so personal in private with the world, or the 20 people who watched the video. But anyways, moving on. I'm sharing this because I have been a very big proponent of Stomp Out Stigma. Stomp Out Stigma is a worldwide, I don't know if I want to call it a movement, advocacy, effort, all of those together, to eliminate the stigma associated with mental health and mental illness or mental health related issues. The stigma that society, and not even just society in the US, society everywhere, is putting on having a mental health related issue or a mental health diagnosis or mental illness. Because of that stigma, many people have been silenced and forced to suffer without and not be able to get the help that they need. And Stomp Out Stigma's goal, or one of the things that Stomp Out Stigma is intended to do, is eliminate that stigma so that people, when they are experiencing a mental health related issue, can feel comfortable going to a doctor, going to a professional, and getting assistance and getting whatever that issue is resolved, just as you would go to the doctor when something in your body hurts. So anyways, back to me. Yesterday I'm talking to a friend and he was asking me how things were going because I've been having some physical health issues that he knew that I went to a doctor for and he was asking me how things were progressing, if I'm getting better, am I back to 100? And somewhere in the conversation I mentioned that yes, one of the medications that I was on had depression as a side effect, and I was experiencing symptoms of depression. Yes, we talked about it, lighthearted conversation. We even joked that maybe it was because my Patriots actually lost this week. Yeah, we really could have used that win, by the way. But at the end of the conversation, or before the end of the conversation, I remembered hearing me say, "You better not tell anybody about this." And for someone who has been so vocal about stomping out stigma, that bothered me. I am very much aware that because I am so private, a good chunk of me saying you better not tell anybody about it was because I am a private person. However, because I have been so vocal about stomping out stigma, I felt I felt some kind of way about wanting to keep that one so private. And that's why I have decided to tell everybody. Yeah. What's going on with me? Well, 2 weeks ago, I went to the doctor and she put me on a new medication, which, as I mentioned, has as a symptom or as a side effect depression. And of course, soon after that, I started feeling kind of funky, and I dismissed it as, yes, there's a lot going on with me and I'm hurting in a lot of places. Maybe that's what it is. And then it started getting worse, and that's when I started worrying. The worst symptom, the biggest issue is that soul crushing, bone melting, body numbing, world imploding kind of, yeah, that's the best description I could have. It's not even so much sad or unhappy, it's just a feeling. And once, of course, I realized that, I knew something was up, and I started putting in place things to get rid of it. Of course, I know a pretty cool therapist who posts stuff about depression all the time, and my first thought was to look at some of these, just kind of a review for myself, and then I started implementing my own little plan. First being getting to my happy list. Don't mind my dingy little notebook. It has all sorts of stuff and is used so much. That's why it's the where of great use. So yes, my happy list, I've made sure that I updated and actually written out some things on my happy list. And other things that I've been doing to help happy list things include making sure that I am, exercising, having fun, doing fun things, going out, and going to the beach, which is one of my favorite things to do. And life affirming activities, again, being social, participating in the kind of things that I enjoy. I'm a homebody naturally, so for me to want to stay home and not go out is usually not an issue, but now that I have this little thing going on, I have to be a little bit more vigilant and make sure that when I'm saying I don't want to go out, it's more of a Judy is a homebody and doesn't want to go out, as opposed to Judy's not feeling it and is responding to a symptom. Food, my crock pot and my blender have been very helpful in helping me eat healthy, because you remember I mentioned the importance of making sure that you're eating healthy and fueling your body to get through whatever you're asking it to do. So I am using my crock pot a lot and using my blender a lot to get that nutrition in my body. Exercise has been difficult because, again, some physical limitations due to pain. I can't work out the way I want to. I can't do that heavy lifting, especially with my shoulder. I actually can't lift, but I've been able to do things like the rope and I are back. I can't do double unders like I got the rope to do, but I can jump rope, and I've been able to get out and get exercise that way and get, the happy juices flowing. Another little thing I've wanted to do that I have been doing and have been neglecting, especially with a bad shoulder, is golfing. I haven't gone out, but now that I'm needing it, my trusty little putter and I have been playing a little bit. I'm not real golfing, and one of my preferred things to do is actually going to the driving range, and I like hitting the balls and having them go fast. But since I can't do that, maybe by the time this all goes away, my short game will have improved. So I am exercising regularly, and I'm having a great time with it. Modifying, not doing the things that I usually do, but dancing is also another great exercise. Music, all these things that I'm making sure I put in place. And what else am I doing? Exercising, eating well. A buffer that I have put in place, because at this stage my plan is working so well that I don't need a therapist and I don't need medication, but I have put in place a little buffer system, so that if I get to the point where my plan is not enough, but I don't have a therapist at that moment, I have a list of 3 friends who are licensed clinicians that I can reach out to, who may be able to kind of hold me over until I can get to a therapist. So I have that in place. And so the biggest change for me has been having to be much more attentive to what I'm feeling, to how my body's feeling, to what my emotions actually mean. And that's been the biggest thing. And of course, taking the time to implement the steps to getting me back to a better place, making sure that I stay in a happy place. Why am I telling you this? One, yes, stomping out stigma. I want to show that, yes, this here happy face can also be the face of someone who is experiencing the symptoms of depression, because many people, especially friends and family who have seen me in the past 2 weeks, are going to say, well, we didn't know that. Why didn't we know that? That's because doing the things that I have been doing, I have actually been able to manage the symptoms well enough that they're not controlling my life. They're not impacting every aspect of my life. Well, again, there is an impact in that, yes, I have to take time and make sure that I'm paying attention to it, but they're not preventing me. They're not keeping me from living the way I normally would live. What do I want? No, I'm not asking for a big fundraiser and GoFundMe and whatever other things no, I don't need any of that, because I've actually done really well at managing. Actually, I don't mind if you buy my books though, because you never know how many clients will say, hey, this is too much reality, and decide to cancel next week. But yeah, I do have books. I'm serious about that one. What I do need is for you guys to share. I've posted videos before, but I never asked you guys to share. I always let it be, if you like it and you want to share it, sure. But this time I am verbally asking you to share. Reason being, who talks about stomping out stigma all the time, I post it online. I've probably shared it in videos, and I've had conversations about it. And then I'm telling people, hey, you better not tell nobody about this. it reminds me that many other people are dealing with issues and that they are feeling that they can't or shouldn't be telling others about it. And I want these people to know that yes, it is okay to share, it is okay to talk about it, and there's nothing wrong with having the symptoms. Yeah, it hurts, it sucks, and it will probably impact your life. And the other part is many people don't have the resources that I have to be able to jump in and address their symptoms just like I have. So if you know that you can talk about it, if you know that it's okay to talk about it, it's okay to reach out to someone, then you're more likely to be able to get the help. So I want, if you are watching this, I want you to share this because it is the holiday season, and again, that's a very, and the winter of high time for depression, and you never know who you're going to help, because I want someone who is a happy, quiet person who's feeling a little funky and experiencing something and thinking, oh, I better keep this quiet, to know that, yep, this girl, therapist, licensed in 2 states with tons of experience, always helping people. Yup, it happened to me. So if it happened to me, just like the remaining part of the 10% of the country that experiences some symptoms of depression this year, it can happen to anybody. So if you're watching this, please share. And by the way, to my friends, please don't call me, text me, email me, and start acting weird. Like I said, I'm doing fine. I really am. So please don't start acting weird, because yes, I do have depressive symptoms, but it has done nothing to my sarcasm. So if you call me and start acting weird, I will respond kind of like, sarcastic me. So just FYI. That is pretty much it. Please remember to share, because I want the world to know that it's okay to have depressive symptoms, and it's okay to reach out. It's okay to get help. And of course, I have to give you some important numbers, such as 211 if you are feeling depressive symptoms and you don't know where to start. You can call 211 and they'll be able to get you some resources locally. You can try your insurance company, which maybe if mental health services are covered with your plan, they may be able to refer you to a therapist. And there are local mental health associations that you just Google that, and you should be able to find local mental health associations in your community that you can go to get resource information. And for those who may be feeling suicidal, or if you know someone who is suicidal, it's very important to make sure that you get access to the help in 800-272-TALK. That's the number for the suicide hotline. They're a good resource for a person who is feeling suicidal, as well as someone who is trying to help someone who is feeling suicidal. So just to give you some information, that is it for today. Good morning, world. Have a great day.